from 2015. Cold War rhetoric is broadening from Russia over Ukraine to China over man-made islands in the South Sea and testing of a Mach 10 rocket. It highlights Obama policy failure and strengths. Obama has failed to use the military supremacy and has never pointed to moral decency. Now, lowest common denominator type actions by small nations have spiraled to threaten world peace, so that North Korea is China's problem even as China is loath to rein it in. Syria and Ukraine are Russian problems even as Russia is loath to address it. Post-superpower politics was well negotiated by President GHW Bush, even as he was heavily criticized. But the nascent democracy in the Middle East has crumbled under Obama's hesitant presidency. The ISIS leader was released from prison by Obama to pursue his agenda. So now Obama is returning to policy he openly despised in his youth. Power politics in a Cold War. Obama will only talk about Ukraine as it is in Russia's sphere of influence. Reports of imminent war between the United States and China are similar to the Cold War rhetoric of the 60s under Kennedy and LBJ. Only back then, China was different, and Soviet Union was different. A better president would promote good friends like India and Israel and show the advantages of freedom. Counter-accusations create point to the unicorn of people smugglers allegedly paid to keep people off boats. We don't exactly know what happened in this case, but the Australian Labor Party are keen to beat up the issue to obscure the fact Shorten is avoiding explaining his apparent corruption activity as union leader. One wouldn't be happy with the queue jumpers being paid, but one does not know the circumstances either. If the criminal investigation that sent the boat people footed the bill and now has to see the well-remunerated victims returned, wishing another go, then that is funny. If these queue jumpers had paid $15,000 to $20,000 each and they came back short-handed, that works too. One does not agree with what Mr. Abbott has not done. Now, what about Mr. Shorten? Philae has woken from her comet slumber. She is approaching the sun and open for research. Her mission was a partial success when she landed on a comet and reported on conditions there, but she was placed too far in shadow to retain power from her solar panels. But after months of being asleep, she has awakened. To report, she is now capable of finding out more about the comet she is on. 2 young women, Chinese, jumped from a windowsill on the 5th floor of a burning building in Bankstown, Sydney, in 2012. They had no choice as the building failed to meet building code regulations. The aluminium windowsill had melted under the flames onto the hand of Yinvo Yang, and she jumped. Connie Zhang jumped too, but we don't know why exactly, as she died when she hit the ground. Yin Vo has suffered severe injury, so that she is currently in a wheelchair. She loves Australia and trusts Australia's justice system. However, the building is still not meeting the regulations for fire safety. News.com.au reports after giving her evidence, a tearful Miss Yang, who was learning to be an English as a second language teacher, asked to make a statement to the inquest. I came to this country because I love Australia, and I wanted to learn how to educate children. I think that's the reason my friend, Miss Zhang, here as well. I trust your legal system. Please, find out what happened to my friend.